So the streets are talking, Victor.
Hey,
Get him, daddy.
don't you walk on me.
Hey, Victor, how's it going, buddy?
Hey, Pete, how you doing, man?
Good, pretty good. Sorry, you caught me in the cars.
No, it's all good. All good, man. Happy to have you on the show. Thanks for joining
Oh,
us.
thanks. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
So, how's the summer been? You been getting out there?
I'm actually down in Florida.
Oh, nice. Is that where you usually spend your summers, or do you go back and forth? How does that work?
Every summer I usually come down here for the July moon because the snook bite is out of control. It's when all the big fish shoot into the inlets and really give the surfcasters your best shot at catching giant fish day and night. And then some years there's bait runs, and we're lucky enough there's the minnow run started down here with the big tarpon all over the beach. So it's
nice.
It's like yeah, it's fun. Plus, I bought a house down here, so this is my new residence.
Oh, permanently?
Yeah, permanently.
Oh,
yeah,
awesome! Congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah, and
you escaped.
I'd owned a house here for a while, so this is now I just bought a bigger one. It's going to be it's the first ever true surfcasting lodge at my residence.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
What's the name of that? What are you going to name it?
Well, the business end is. I'm sorry. Are we talking already, or I'm like getting a call?
Yeah, we're talking.
This is live.
Yeah, it's not live. I'm just recording.
Oh, okay. You know what? I don't even know how this goes. It's kind of like a podcast.
It's just a phone call. We just talk.
Oh,
that's
all right.
It.
Cool.
And then I edit it afterwards, and we sound great. And
very, very cool. So I got a surfcasting lodge. Every winter, I run a guide service down here, so I decided to extend it to a much bigger business.
Hey, everybody, listen up. We're launching something big for all of our Brooklyn Fishing Club members. It's the BFC Members Only Zoom series, and we're bringing back some of our most legendary guests from the podcast. Crazy Alberto Nee, Paul Dixon, Bouncer Smith, just to name a few. These are live, exclusive Zoom calls where you can ask questions, hear stories that didn't make the show, and connect with these legends in a private, members-only setting. Want in? Go to brooklynfishingclub.com and join the club today. You can also check out the full lineup of upcoming Zooms on our events page. It's free for members, but spots are limited. Don't miss it.
What are some of the biggest fish that you've put people on?
Oh, down here, size-wise, is the tarp. If we get big tarpon, those will be the big ones. Any triple-digit tarpon, clients have caught. Big sharks. I mean, the black tips don't get. I mean, a big black tip's like 80 to 100. You know, if you get a really big one, like one of my buddies that comes down and fishes with me every year, he got a huge one 2 years ago. Probably pushing, I don't know, 110, 120. A good one.
Wow.
Real good one. Yeah. Full mature monster.
That's so cool. And all from the shore. So you're throwing all artificials for everything?
Yeah, surf casting and only artificials. I mean, I will. The mullet run, sometimes you do have to, if you really want to catch during the day, you would have to, you have to snag and drop a mullet. Well, not snag and drop. You snag a mullet and then you put it on a circle hook and you throw it back out there. But because there's just so much bait. But yeah, during the winters, it's all artificial. Unless somebody really wants to target a fish a different way, I'm all about giving whatever they, give the fish what they want. But yeah, 99.9% of the time it's artificials.
Very cool. So how'd you get your start with fishing? Where'd this all begin for you?
Fishing. I think like all of us, I was fishing. My dad took me when I was like, I don't know, 4 or 5, from the bank and for largemouth bass in the neighborhood pond, and kind of fell in love with it. And I'm not sure what it was. Just kind of transcended from there.
Was it always an obsession, or was that as you got older?
I don't know. I guess I'm 40. I'm going to be 48. So I think by this point, I've understood that my personality is a little strange. When I find something I like,
Yeah.
I kind of indulge 110%. And it, with fishing, I guess it was fishing, and then it was, sports. And then when your body says sports aren't good for you anymore, it went back to fishing.
There you go. Sounds familiar.
Yeah, I think
Totally
a lot of us have followed
Yeah.
that path, right? You find something you like to do, and then your body says, "Hey, maybe this isn't for you," and you go back to something else that you like to do.
So what was your day job while you were building up this fishing career?
I started off as a teacher, and then I ended up as got lucky, got hired on the New York City Fire Department really early. So I was a firefighter for 22 years in
cool.
Midtown Manhattan.
Wow.
Yeah, super cool, super fun.
You started as a teacher, huh? How long did you do that for?
Oh, not long. I got hired in September of 01, and obviously with the events that happened on September 11th of 01, I received a letter to enter the fire academy on probably end of September, maybe March, and then I was in I was the second or third class, May of 2002.
Wow.
Yeah, it changed real quick. I mean, I took you're from the city, so you take the civil service test. It usually takes, I don't know, 4 to 7 years if you take PD, sanitation, FD. They told me it was going to be 4 or 5 years to get hired, but I took the test in '99, probably the physical in 2000, and then by 2002 I was on.
No looking back after that. That was it.
No, best decision I've ever made in my entire life. Yeah, I mean, what they say. What do they say? There's a joke. Dad and a kid are sitting around, and said, "What do you want to do when you grow up, son?" And he says, "Dad, I want to be a fireman." He said, "Well, that's impossible." And the son says, "Why is that impossible, Dad?" He said, "Because firemen aren't grown-ups." So, when you become a fireman, it's all of a sudden you don't really have to grow up anymore. You live with 11 guys at a time, and a bunch of maniacs for 24 hours, and it's a lot of fun. Man, it's a bit serious, but a lot of fun too.
Forget about fishing. You probably saw some crazy stuff doing that gig. Oh my God.
Oh, I spent more time in the East River as a firefighter than I did fishing in Manhattan.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I learned where some good rips were just by going in the water.
Oh, geez.
Without my fishing pole. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So I've heard from my friend Jake Hardy. He told me you've done quite a bit of fishing around the city, bopping around in the wetsuit.
Yeah, Jake's quite a fisherman too.
Yeah.
He's a very intense guy. If you give him a situation, he can break it down, no matter what the situation is. He extremely technical.
Yeah.
And as hardcore as they get. But
he is hardcore.
Yeah, well, I grew up. I went to college. I went to Hunter College. It's on 68th and Lex. So all you got to do is walk straight across town, and you got rips right there.
Yep.
And then my firehouse was on 29th between 2nd and 3rd. So being centered in Manhattan, I did a lot of fishing in Manhattan and Queens and Brooklyn. Kind of all over.
What were some of the craziest things you saw while you were fishing around those parts?
Oh, crazy! Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's New York City, dude. You know the deal.
Yeah.
Nothing's really going to shock you when you're from the craziest place in the world. Yeah, people in the water, people on the land, people that are probably people but don't really look like people. I mean, I don't. I've a lot of stuff. I mean, I almost got arrested sneaking behind the horse ranch in the Bronx one day. There's a police horse ranch over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I spent a little time in handcuffs there.
Oh God.
Yeah. We saw. I don't know. I've seen some pretty crazy fucking bonfires with some wild dudes and girls and like ripping meth running around.
Jeez.
In places that you wouldn't expect, but more interesting, fun stuff. That's the cool part about surf casting is you're not on a boat. You have to, as a surf caster, you have to adapt with literally everything around you. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. Like when you get on a boat, you got to worry about the weather. You have to worry about, some structure, I guess. But other than that, you don't really have to worry about other people parking your car. How are you going to get to places? There's so much in surf casting that makes it fun and awesome. Like there's a lot of times that you go surf cast and you don't catch any fish, but you have a phenomenal time. You come home with a story of, yeah, I almost got arrested today because I was sneaking through the horse ranch. I didn't catch any fish that day actually. But yeah, that's the cool part. And New York City is a really cool place to fish. I mean, you see lots of stuff, and you could have the backdrop of the city, and you're catching giant fish.
Absolutely.
I mean, there used to be really good fishing in the city. It's a shame just how things have gone. I'm not going to get on the downside of fishery and conservation, but yeah, the New York City used to be one of the best places to fish in the world.
Yep, definitely. Let me ask you a quick question. In terms of using the wetsuit, does that fall into surf fishing? Do you consider that surf fishing, or is that
sure? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course.
So when did you go from just fishing off like the beach, like the average surf fisherman, and when did you start incorporating a wetsuit and like really getting out to those rocks? When was that?
That was more necessity. I don't swim anymore. There's way too much. There's way too many sharks. To get me out over my head is very rare now.
Gotcha.
There's like a month window or 2 month window where I'll be out over my head at some spots. Not very much. I've just seen too much. There's been too much teeth around, and I've had way too many fish taken, and now we're starting to see other sharks coming in and multiple sharks.
Wow, really?
So it's not like, yeah, but that's the entire East Coast. The guys that fish Montauk still pretty hard, that really push it there, that's a different breed of surf caster. I'm still in a wetsuit, but a lot of times that's just for it's for safety and convenience.
Okay.
You don't want to take a wave over the head and then have your waders, you'll be soaked all night.
Of course. Yeah.
It's awful. Or a lot of times spots I fish, you've got to climb around a lot, and you put a hole in a pair of waders. It's like, you're screwed. So I use my wetsuit way more for mobility and convenience than I do to actually swim. It depends on the situation. I still will swim. We used to swim a lot, but as just things started changing. You also learn the patterns of the fish, and I think if you talk to the more surf casters you'll find that during the times of the summer where you'd want to swim to further out spots to hit cooler, deeper water, because obviously fish, when it starts getting warm, they don't want to be sitting in bath water.
Yeah.
So you'd use your wetsuit to get out there, and you'd be a little bit more successful. But more recent times, the fish are not in the deeper water, and if they are in the deeper water, they won't come up off the bottom. You can ask the boat guys; they'll have a bottom loaded with fish, but you have 10 brown sharks or other predators around. If they come up off the bottom, they're going to get smoked, and they know it. Nothing shuts down a bite like a shark biting a fish in half right now.
Yeah.
So we've been finding them in much shallower water with no need for a wetsuit whatsoever. Actually, sometimes I probably catch them in my shorts.
Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah. It's just how patterns change.
When did you notice these sharks becoming, like, I don't want to call them a problem, but I guess more of an issue? They're a problem. You got to call it what it is, bro. There's nobody that surf casts more. That anyone that's out there now that surf casts the summer months, like if you're at late June into early September, they're going to tell you sharks are a problem. Doesn't matter where you are. I mean, so when did this start? Was it always like this? I feel like it wasn't always. I'm not really that big into surf casting personally, but I don't feel like this was something I heard about a lot growing up.
The sharks used to be they were like the boogeyman for us. Like, you're swimming and you're like, oh God, maybe great white capital of the world is Montauk, or but it's a problem. I'd say major problem 5 years ago. We probably started losing fish 6 or 7 years ago. You'd lose a fish a season or two. Maybe you'd see something. Maybe get something would eat a plug and just scream off that you knew wasn't a bass, or a tuna or something. But we noticed right now it's awful, the problem. But I'd say 3 years ago was when we really started everybody talking like, hey, this is messed up. Like, what guys are talking, what do you do when you get one bit in half? Are you still swimming? What's going on here? Do you still throw eels? About 3 to 5 years ago, it was a massive problem.
And now it's even worse, and people are like, you know what, I'm not even going in there anymore.
No, guys are still doing it, but guys are being way more careful.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
The chance that a shark's going to bite you when you're swimming is probably very low, but a chance that a shark is going to hit you while it's the same thing in Florida. Like if I'm in the water in the middle of the night and I'm wrestling with a tarpon, and I know what I'm asking for, there's predators following that thing in tight.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful. Now take it to Montauk where you've got some of these guys on the swim out. All right. That's not the worst thing. But you're on a rock and you have the rock you're standing on is underwater, and now you're dealing with a fish that's kind of hooked a little weird or something, and another shark's going to come in and try and eat it while it's in your arms. That's where guys are going to get. That's where I think someone's going to get in trouble. The shark's going to try and eat the fish. Or me and another guy that I fish with all the time, we had a problem where we were heading out. We weren't even over our head yet, and I heard him say, do you see that? Oh, he was mentioning something about how I was taking the wrong path to where I was going in the water. And I'm like, no, this is it. He's like, no, it's not. He's like, look, that you can see the weeds. So I put my light on, and what we thought was weeds wasn't. And I said, holy shit, dude, that's a giant bass. And then I heard him yell shark, and the thing was coming. And I'm like, holy fuck, that's a big, it wasn't a shark that eats people, but it was a big shark that was wanted to see what we were. And then I hear him, he was taking off behind me, and I hear him say, they're behind us too. So we had walked into and then waited, and we're getting ready to head out into a group of sharks that were feeding. We put ourselves in a pretty shitty situation.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it sucked. I mean, we were fine. But the one shark wanted to see what we were. He was coming. He came till he got his belly up onto the bar we were on. Once he got really shallow, he got nervous and turned. But then there was nothing I could do to stop him. I hit him with my light. He was coming. Next thing was the butt of the rod.
Wow, sounds like a close call.
Nah, it was just a good story. I wouldn't say close call. Good story.
Sound like you're surrounded by sharks.
We went into a bunch of them feeding. Yeah.
It sounds like a close call. Yeah.
It's part of it.
Oh man, that's crazy. Have you ever had any close calls with the tide where you would be out there and like you're on the rock, next thing you know you've been out there a little too long and you're floating, something like that?
No. Nah. You usually know where you're at. As the tide comes up, there's times where you get off and you're like, a little higher than I thought, but it's not.
Nothing too crazy.
You just end up. You end up swimming back. That's also one of the reasons that you have your wetsuit. You could stay in spots longer than you would in waders, where you wouldn't be able to get back on the spot. If you're on a sandbar and all of a sudden the water's up way too high, if you're in waders, you could got yourself in trouble. In a wetsuit, whatever. You just swim back.
Gotcha. Speaking of swimming, Jake put me onto this story about you where you were out there swimming and somebody was going to use you guys or might have accidentally started to use you guys as target practice.
That was a long time ago in Montauk. When you fish out there during the daytime, when you used to fish in the fall during the day, there was a lot of people that would fish, and I was going out to a certain spot, and it was out pretty far, and nothing was really going on the beach. So I was like, let me get out there and get this started. And then as I was on my way out, I saw a huge group of fish in Montauk. In the fall, they used to, they migrate through, and they would come in, hundreds of thousands would come by and blitzing. And I saw them coming. And as I was doing that, the guys then all started getting out of their trucks because they saw them coming. And one guy wasn't real happy that I was already in the water where the fish were coming. It was a total unintentional. And then I got myself into the rip a little bit, so I was getting pulled around, and I couldn't really control where I was going. And he was, screaming at me that he was going to do all sorts of wonderful stuff. But I was just trying to tell him, hey, man, I can't really help where I am right now. Just give me a minute to get out of the way. But sometimes it's not. It used to be not so friendly out there. Sometimes it's way better now.
Oh, you think it's better now?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, well, a lot of guys were selling fish back then legally. You'd see guys. There were pin hookers that they would come out and they would tag the fish and throw them in their truck and stuff. So
yeah,
if you got in the way of somebody's money, you could understand that.
Absolutely. Definitely.
Now it's just a picture and you let it go.
Right. So let me hear a little bit about this tuna that you got off the rocks, because I saw that picture. I saw that picture. And at first I thought it had been done locally, but you did that in Portugal, right?
I did it overseas. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
If you don't want me to say Portugal, I could edit it out.
Oh, it's cool. No, it's fine. I'll never say exactly where I was.
Yeah, of course.
It's one of those things. Yeah,
definitely,
it was overseas. I'd hooked one here last year.
Oh,
and,
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Filming more for our Magic Hour. It's all on film. I hooked it at first light, and it worked me. There was nothing I could do. It probably was a lot bigger than the one that I ended up landing. And my fishing had hooked one also, I think 3 years before. So we've hooked them before, just never had a shot at landing them, and we never targeted them. Just they ended up being bycatches.
Oh, okay.
So I have a friend that I fish with down in Florida, and we had talked, and he said, "Hey man, you should shoot over my way. The tuna's coming tight. I think we have a chance of getting them." I was like, "Forgot one?" He's like, "No, it's a dream though." So around time when they show up, he's like, "Hey man, do you want to go do this?" And I'm like, "When?" He's like, "Now." I'm like, "Now as of now?" He's like, Yeah, they just showed up. Get a flight and get a rental car. I'll fish with you for 2 days, and then you're on your own for the next 8. And I said, "Yeah, that sounds like something I'd like to do." So I packed the bag, threw the rods in the tube, and jumped on a plane. And just lucky enough, there was a lot of fish in tight for. I think I got 4 bites in 8 days, 2 tides a day. So I got 4 bites in like 17 tides.
Wow.
So a lot of fishing. And the first one I saw, it was a really nice fish after 2 days of nothing. And it ate a soft plastic while I was chasing bait. I saw it eat it. And then my FG pulled, which was awful.
Oh no!
So it was 100% my fault.
No.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm usually pretty good with my knots, but we went way down since we were seeing a lot of fish, and we just scaled down our leader because we weren't getting bites. And with that lighter leader, I hadn't cinched down the FG tight enough, and it pulled it straight through. Yeah, terrible. What an awful experience. And then my buddy landed one way bigger than the one I had. And then the next morning I got that one. And then I landed another one by myself and lost a giant. But it was an awesome fight. It was more, I didn't care. It was, at that point, it was just icing on the cake.
That is so
I don't know what I would have done with it anyways. Yeah, it was really cool, dude. Those things pull really, really, really hard. They're beautiful too, man.
You have any trouble getting them up the rocks, landing them?
No, by myself, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. By myself was a horror. But we weren't. We would go down in and actually get them. So one guy would go down and grab the fish. You don't want to hurt it because we're releasing them.
Okay.
So we weren't dragging them around. It was just, and the waves. A couple times the waves were pretty bad, but you could lay them. I don't have a lot of tuna experience at all, especially from shore. I have none. And from the boat, I have none. So I don't really know how they act, but they're super smart. And then by the end, they're kind of done. Like, they fight really, really hard, but then they kind of, give up and you go down and grab them. And then they're like a bass. They're kind of surprised when you're letting them go. They're like, what's going on here? And then you revive them and they take off like a bullet.
Yeah, I'm surprised you let them go too. You didn't want to keep one of them for the table, or can you not do that there? What are the rules with that? No.
Yeah. You know what? I fished. I probably covered I covered a lot of area, and it's different over there. Each area has different regulations on how you can handle the fish, how you can target the fish. You have to be really careful knowing where you're at, what's going on, what you know what I mean, what regulations are whenever you fish. So some of the spots it was, purely catch and release. Other spots you could keep the fish, they gaff them and shit. So I wasn't there for that. I wanted payback for the one that worked me on the rocks the year before.
Oh, gotcha.
And I was just lucky enough. My buddy was there the day it happened, so we got a couple cool pictures and some cool video. So it was fun. But it happens, and it's gonna guys around here. I've heard of guys landing them before. I haven't seen it, but it's funny in our fishing world. Like, I'm very active on social media. We're fishing in business for multiple reasons. I feel that it helps with conservation. I think it helps grow the sport. It helps my ego a little bit, just like everybody else. Like, look at me, look what I caught.
Yeah.
So it's with the tunas. There's a lot of guys that aren't social media active. Some of the greatest fishermen ever, you have no idea who they are. Literally no clue. So, and I've heard of guys that have caught, tunas. And I'm like, that's, and we've hooked them, just my little group of friends. So it's happened before. I'm by far not the first, and I'm by far not going to be the last, especially with more fish showing up and our gear getting better. Guys are going to be landing these things.
So you feel like you're going to be chasing after them again?
Fuck yeah. Bro, anything that gets your heart pumping and your drag pulling like that, you got to be kidding.
I was going to say, what do you even target after that? It's like, that's got to be it. That'd be all.
Cubera, dude, I really want a big Cubera. I've chased them a lot. I haven't got them yet.
Really? Where do you go for those?
Mexico, Florida. I missed one down here.
Oh, okay.
In one of the local spots I fished. He wasn't big, the one I missed, but my buddies have caught him in we go to Maito. You can get them there. You can get them in Costa Rica. Anywhere there's rocks and anywhere there's rocks and warm water, there's Cubera. So that's a bucket list. That's a bucket list. But the tuna are 100% on my list. I'm going to spend a month next year just hunting tunas. I'm sure.
What month is that?
I don't know. I'm either going to do. I'll probably do 2 weeks in April. I don't know. In overseas, April's pretty good, and then I'm going to do 2 weeks here. June, they always show up on the beach by me in New York, and then August they usually show up in Maine. So I'll probably take 2 2-week windows, and that'll be all I want to fish for is tunas.
Yeah. No, I've been saying it for years that we're gonna see somebody get a giant from the beach around here, and we had one kid on the show who got one 120 pounder off a kayak.
Wow, that's a big
North
one,
Carolina,
dude.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, they were on the Carolinas. It's what, from the sand, I think it's doable. I don't really know. Like, the gear. The first one I caught was probably 60 to 80 pounds. He wasn't that big.
It's a nice fish, though, dude. Come on.
Yeah. No. Super psyched, dude. Fucking unbelievable. But I don't like saying sizes if you don't put it on a scale, and I don't know.
Yeah, right.
So it was a great fish, but that one was on a VSX 250. So at its max, it had probably taken about 300 yards of line, which isn't that much. The bigger one I hooked. I had a 300 that day, and it took probably 400 or 500 yards of line.
Wow.
But still, he didn't spool me. You know what I mean? And I didn't have to move. So I could see a guy on the sand. If we could get them coming in on sand deals and somebody hooks one and just make sure you have plenty of line.
Yeah.
Why could you not beat a 150 pounder? I don't know. I don't know. I would think.
Right.
But I would think, yes, the one my buddy landed, we guessed was about 120 pounds.
Wow.
And he landed it on not a Stella, one of the Daiwas or something, or a Shimano or something. But it wasn't anything out of control. It probably took 400 yards, 500 yards, and with his feet planted in the rocks. Yeah. But we got it.
Got him.
So yeah, we got him. So I'm sure someone's gonna land one in New York from the beach one day, like a big one.
Yeah.
You just got to make sure you have enough line.
I mean, I see all these guys getting videos of them with their drones. They look like they come in really close. Really.
Yeah,
close.
Jersey too, dude. Like in that first push of fish that follow the bunker in Jersey, it's like the second week of October. There's always tuna on them, and if you're in the right place at the right time, you get out on one of those sandbars real far. Why not? You just have to have enough line. Like that's the only problem with striped bass fishing is a lot of times we use our reels with 300 yards of line and just backing behind it. Yeah. That's not going to do it. That fish gets to the backing and
it's over.
Yeah, it's over. So you got to make sure that if you think you might hook one, I would make sure I put like 4 or 5 wraps of backing and then fill that motherfucker with braid.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think you could do it, man. So you've got time carved out for it. This is like a whole mission. You're going to get one.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll get another one. I like the, you know what? I like the chase of it all as long as it's possible. You see them or you hook one or your buddy hooks one. So just as long as it's possible, then it's fun. So yeah, and hopefully I'll get another one. I'd love to. I mean, I think they're really, really, really cool fish.
When you're reading the water for bluefin, how much does that differ from when you're reading it for striped bass?
I couldn't tell you, man. I wish I could tell you. I'm a novice.
You just get point in the right direction. You're like, fuck it.
Yeah, same thing. Like just deep points is all I was doing, and looking for bait. Okay, there's tons of bait. You know what it was? We could see the tuna.
Oh, okay.
So you'd see the bait balls, and then you'd see the tuna, and then you would just try and use your car and try to find access points because it's not like that type of fishing isn't like fishing here where you could go to this beach or that beach, Fisherman's Pass. It's like, all right, can I get down this cliff from the side of the road? Can I climb there? And so just like that.
Gnarly, dude.
Yeah, it's fun, dude. It's fucking super fun. It wasn't. We weren't like rappelling from ropes. You were like, all right, can I get where can I get to a path and where sticks out and where could we kind of intercept this group of fish that's moving by, and then try and use your fishy sense. All right, if they've got the bait pushed in a bowl here one day and it's not there, what did the wind do? All right, the wind was this way. All right, well, we must have pushed it out. Okay, well, what's the wind doing this today? Or maybe it'll push it here. But it was that's all guessing. I'm like complete tuna novice. I didn't have no idea like what to look for. I was just going by what I was seeing.
Gotcha. Yeah. Do you keep a fishing log in general for these outings?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Of course.
How important are those?
That's the most important.
Really? You think it's the most important?
I mean, that's the most important gear you have. Is because everything follows a pattern. Right. Every single fish. They'll show up in a certain spot for a certain reason. Like it's funny. I was leaving the beach this morning. I had a really good. We actually had a really, really, really good night last night with snook, which was super cool because I love them too, fish.
Yeah.
And I had a bunch of really big ones, and that was cool. But I was leaving the beach chasing tarpon, and I didn't catch any. So I saw a couple, and a nice lady who was walking her dog asked me, "Hey, do you have any luck today?" And I said, "No luck today," and started packing my stuff and thinking overall, I was like, "There's never any luck. We never have any luck. You make your own luck. It's based off of where you put yourself, based off of what you know. Like I'm at this beach because of this pattern, because of this wind, because of this time of year, because of this bait, because of that, and that's all that your log does.
Right.
It kind of tells you where to go. Like, okay, this is what's going on. This is what happened before. Let me go here. And then they're there. It's not like, oh, I was lucky. It's like, no, I put myself here.
So it gets to a certain point where you almost expect the fish to be there.
Oh yeah. That doesn't always happen. I'm wrong a lot of the time, but I go in with expecting that. Actually, I was just looking today at what to do this afternoon based off of the conditions and what's happened in the past.
Speaking of what's happened in the past, what do you think of the current state of striped bass these days?
Shitty.
What would be the solution if you could have one?
What would be the solution? I don't know. I think that making it a rod and reel fish only. I don't think the solution is eliminating fishing for striped bass. I don't like that they're a commercial fish. I don't think being able to dredge them up in huge schools and then discarding over slot fish because they're to be able to keep them, that's ridiculous. I mean, there's a million different ideas, and I'm not a scientist, but we have to stop taking more than are being produced. And for whatever reason, they're not having good spawning, so we have to stop taking them, or no one's going to have a job left. And I wouldn't want to see somebody who's brought up their whole life as a fisherman and as a meat fisherman, lose their job. Or if they grew up to run a boat as a party boat captain, why would somebody like that shouldn't lose their livelihood just so I could fish recreationally and have fun? That's just my personal opinion. But there has to be a point where we say we're taking too many fish because they're not reproducing fast enough, and we're taking too many of them. So we have to do something. And if we would just open our eyes and look and see what like Florida does, you can't keep snook while they're spawning. You don't target them all year round. Yeah, there's a snook season, and they're not a commercial fish. And the snook fishing down here is good, almost great. Obviously, nothing's as good as it ever was based off pollution and just how people see things in the past. But you can't. The only time that snook are taken out of the biomass is a small part of the season when it's snook season. And you have to buy a snook tag that gets put back into conservation. It costs like $3. It's not a big deal. Yeah. It's less than a beer at the bar. These are things that we need to follow, but we don't. So what's the state of the fishery? The state of the fishery is if you're on a big group of fish, you're smashing them. And somebody could be 30 miles from you and not catch in 2 months. It's not good. And social media does not help that at all. Where it looks like the fishing's great, because it's not. There is fish, and you can catch them, and if you're on them, you're getting them, but it's definitely not good.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard the argument that the recreational guys do more damage than the commercial guys. What do you think of that?
I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea who takes. I think any fish that's taken out of the biomass at this point right now is doing damage. It doesn't matter if you're recreational, commercial, doing it for science. We don't have enough fish. Right. And sure, if there's way more recreational anglers than there are commercial, then they're going to take more fish out. But if a commercial guy is taking, I don't know how many tons of fish you're allowed to take. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. And how many recreational guys are actually keeping their limit of fish? I don't know. But yeah. I have no clue, dude. I've been the wrong guy to talk to about that. I just know we're killing more fish than are being made, and there's literally no question about that. I've been at all conservation meetings for the last 10 years, and we went from the guys that make money, selling fish and selling fishing services, saying that we have plenty of fish, we should have more, to the last meeting saying, please don't shut this down. You're going to take my livelihood away. But they weren't arguing that we have plenty of fish, because we don't. Everyone's pretty much agreement on that. Maybe a handful of guys are not. We got to figure out something to do to stop killing as many fish. But like I said, I don't agree with taking away someone's livelihood so that I could have a recreation.
Right.
I don't know what the balance is. Yeah. I wish somebody did. There's a couple guys with some great ideas, but that's not who's being listened to. And we could all go into politics, but we all know why. It's whoever's greasing the wheel with money is gonna get their opinion across. Not me or you.
So do you think the slot size has helped at all?
Same. I don't know, dude. Yeah. I have no idea. I don't think it's a good idea to be killing any fish that could be breeding. So I don't know what the answer to that is. The slot size. So maybe 10 years ago we went from 2 fish to 1. That fucking helped, because that's half the amount of fish legally guys are allowed to take. Yeah. Did that help? Yes. So then if you make a slot smaller, so you're killing even less fish, does it help? yes, anything that errs on the side of conservation right now is going to help. That's common sense. We don't have as many fish. Now, what should the slot be? I don't know. What fish should you be able to kill? I have no idea. That's literally, you got to be a scientist. And it's a fucking huge ocean of fish. Who does the scientists really know? No one knows. Right. But if you interview enough guys or talk to enough guys on the water, talk to the good boat captains. They'll have their theories of why the fish aren't here. The bunkers go on, the water's too warm, this or that, but they'll all agree there's not as many fish. If we all agree on that, we got to shut it down. You don't shut down the fishing, but shut down the amount of mortality that we have right now. And this release guys are killing fish is a load of shit, because we do 100%. You're sticking a hook in a fish's mouth. You're going to kill some of them, but the mortality rate is not anywhere near what they say it is, at least for recreational guys that fish on a regular basis. When you release a striped bass, the thing lives most of the time. They tag these things. It's pretty proven.
Yeah.
And you fish find them with big, huge fucking gaps out of their mouth from where they were hooked.
Yeah.
They get bit by fucking sharks, dude.
Yeah.
As long as you're not bouncing that thing off the rock and taking 1,000 pictures with it, your normal hook the fish up, release the fish, he's going to live.
I agree.
Sorry, am I giving you too much here?
No, I love it.
One last cup of coffee.
No, it's great. It's good stuff. I want to ask you a little bit about tactics. Some people, I feel like they only like to go fishing, get out there when it's nice out, So how could somebody go out there when it's like, nor'easter, it's blowing? How can you go out there when it almost looks like it's impossible to read the water? How can you go out there and catch fish in something like that?
I think that's like experience of doing it a bunch of times.
Okay.
I've screwed up so many times thinking, wow, the weather's going to be this. And then I get there and I'm like, this isn't going so good. And then you see one guy catching and you kind of talk to him and they explain like, yeah, man. And I'm like, what are you throwing? I'm throwing a 3-ounce bucktail. Well, the water's only 4 feet deep. Well, it's blowing 30 in my face. How am I throw something lighter than 3 ounces? How much are you throwing? And then he'll tell you 1 ounce. And you're like, how are you throwing 1 ounce in this? Yeah. Oh, I cut my hair down. I use a different trail, or, the fish are really in tight. That's just experience from doing it over and over and over and failing and just, sticking with it. And then eventually you figure out what works for you.
So there's no easy way to figure it out. You just got to go out there and bust your ass.
Anyone who's ever surf cast and stuck with it, there's literally no easy way.
Yeah.
There is no easy in that. That's not
absolutely
part of surf
not.
casting.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Oh man, I used to do it so much, but my shoulder is shot, and I go out now for a surf casting session, and I could be in pain for like 4 days, dude. So unfortunately, I haven't done it. No,
I hear you. I have to. I'm getting older too. It's like the good thing is the technology has gotten so good with the rods.
Yeah.
Like they're so light and powerful now.
Yeah.
And the same thing with the reels. I mean, the new Van Stalls, the fast ones. I used to never fish anything less than a 275, and that's a heavy reel. And you fish 6 hours, 2 tides a day.
Uh-huh.
Like you said, that's on your elbows, that's on your wrists, that's on your shoulder, it's on your back.
Yeah.
Every ounce counts. But now you have these high speed reels with the same power. I fish at 290% of the time. Wow. Like that's a half the size that I used to, and still have the same power and speed. So the technology now, or even like a old GSB. How heavy is that compared to a Century or a ODM or I don't know, whatever, a St. Croix? Those, you could have the same rod. It's half the weight now and twice the power. And you could throw 1 to 6 ounces with it.
Wow.
So that definitely helps.
That's a game changer. Yeah. I feel like my setup has always been like kind of heavy.
Yeah, you could definitely. With the stuff out now, you could downsize everything. I mean, I was fishing last night a 9-footer that throws 1 to 5, and it was stopping big fish. So it's you could definitely downsize and still have the same power and speed with the new technology that's out there, which helps us because I was throwing my 300 the other day. I'm like, oh my God, just like you. I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to fish for a week after this.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying. So do you do a lot of your fishing at night, or do you ever just go out in the day and stick them as well?
Yeah, no. Most of my fishing's at night. I mean, most of these predatory fish don't want to come in close or come in shallow enough.
Gotcha.
For the surf caster to get at them. But daytime, I definitely daytime fish and love it. If I have an opportunity to do it, I'd much rather, 80% of the time fish during the day than at night. Even my business partner with FaZe was down here the last 3 days. We were doing some marketing stuff. And the tarpon were on the beach, and he hooks like a, I don't know, 120, 150-pound dragon, middle of the daytime, things fucking going bananas, airs out like 4 times. And afterwards, he's like, why do we fish at night? And he's not a huge surf caster. He's an extreme sport guy in marketing. He's like, dude, I'm not fishing at all at night the time we're here. I'm like, dude, but he's like, why? He's like, did you see what I saw today? I'm like, oh, you're addicted now. He's like, I was like, yeah, I saw it, dude. That was pretty insane. He's like, why would we go out at night? They're rolling around right here. And I'm like, yeah, I got you. All right, dude. We'll just fish during the day.
He's fired up.
Yeah. I mean, when you hook
oh, yeah.
And we were watching them. I mean, the bait runs in Florida are some of the most, the East Coast of South Florida is world-class fishing. And it kind of blows my mind that more guys from the Northeast don't come down here because it's a cheap flight. You could use the same gear and the same tactics that we use up there, except you don't have to fish at night a lot of times down here. Yeah. And it's extremely visual with really big fish. And unlike us, which is a little frustrating because we have striped bass and we used to have bluefish, but they don't seem to show up as much anymore. I guess it's a little cyclical or whatever. But you have a striped bass, bluefish, very little weak fish. And then you can't really target fluke on striped bass stuff. You could target fluke, but you got to change your gear. You come to Florida and you have 12 different species that you could target the same tide, the same area, using the same stuff. And if one fish isn't biting, another one might be. And if that fish isn't biting, another one might be. You know what I mean? So It's not like, oh, God, the bass aren't biting because of this. We're not going to catch anything tonight. Down here it might be like, oh, the snook aren't around, but the reds are biting. The reds aren't around, but the snook and the tarpon are. Oh, the tarpon aren't biting. Let's go for a grouper. There's so many different facets to fishing down here, and it's so close to us in the Northeast. And you don't really see a ton of guys doing it. I mean, guys are starting to a little bit, but it's literally world-class fishing down here almost all year long.
What part of Southeast Florida are you in?
My house is in Fort Pierce. So
nice. I fished in Fort Pierce. I've caught Goliath grouper there.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah. You caught Goliath grouper?
Yep.
From the bridges?
Yep, from
yeah.
Right from that. That one bridge. It's that pier that sticks out by the fishing, the boat ramp.
You're on the way to the inlet you're talking about? The big bridge?
It's on the side that's by the McDonald's or whatever's over there.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so my house is like 15 minutes from there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm right. I'm there. Yeah, cool, dude.
Yeah,
yes, I fished.
I went there with Alberto.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
You were just chunking them at the pilings? Was it during the summer, right?
In the summer, yeah. I got a couple good ones. I got a good one during the day, and then we went back there a couple days later. We went at night, and the one at night I hooked. I walked pretty far down the pier. I hooked him far out, and I had to walk him all the way back, bro. That fish broke my back, dude. I was like, I was cooked. I was in bed for like 2 days. I was like sick from that fish.
Did you try get any on jigs or plastics?
No, we were just using live bait.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. I got a baby one. I got a baby one about 8-9 years ago. A little north of that on a bucktail, probably like 100 pounds. Oh, maybe, wow. 80 to 120. Dude, and then the other night, fuck yeah, dude. And they eat plugs. Like I got one on a bottle darter, a North Bar bottle darter.
Really?
2 weeks ago. Sick. Yeah, dude. I thought it was a huge snook. It was a small one though. It was like 40 pounds, but it was still
40 pounder. They fight like hell, dude.
I know, on a little 9-footer.
Fight like hell. Dude. Yeah, dude, I lived down there for a little bit. I lived in Stewart. I wasn't too far from Fort Pierce. I was in Stewart for a year. Then I lived in Jensen Beach for a little bit, and then I was in Jupiter, and then I moved back here.
Get out of here. Yeah, you were in all the areas I fished, dude. I love Stewart. I love Jupiter. Jensen's awesome, dude.
Yeah, Jensen was great. Yeah. It's
you ever go eat at what's the name of the breakfast place? It's so good. I was just there the other day.
Not Mulligan's.
No, it's across the street from Mulligan's. Yeah. Jan's place.
Jan's place, yeah. Jan's, yeah.
yeah, dude. And Lures is right down the block.
Dude, I lived behind Lures in a 1-bedroom studio for like 8 months, and it was crazy. It was crazy.
Did you fish?
Yeah, I was fishing. I was working and fishing, and honestly, I was partying a lot.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
I was right behind Lures, dude. It was like you just walk over there, that place is going off like from the moment the sun comes up until into the middle of the night, and that place is insane.
There's good Lures has got good food too. I went there the other night.
Yeah, they do.
I couldn't believe it. And then I ate a cheesesteak, dude. I couldn't even fucking move, bro. I'm like, oh, dude.
Cheesesteak is great. Yeah, that place is great.
See, that's a lot of the allure and the attraction that I have for down here. You can go have a cheesesteak and go smash a 30-pound fish.
Yeah, the fish are right there. The river was right there. I lived right next to the river.
Yes.
Go out and chuck for snook.
Right there is really good. Like that
is really good. Yeah, you even on the other side of the river right there, you have like sea trout you can get on the flats over there.
Yes, and there's bonefish too, dude. On the back.
Yeah, I actually caught a bonefish off the beach in Jensen.
Fuck,
not a very big one. I was fishing for like pompano, but I got one.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But see, that's there's a difference that I fell in love with down here than at home. Now I do love chasing striped bass. I love the secretiveness. There's so much I love about it, how hard it is. And also the camaraderie of striped bass fishermen, because we're all a bunch of fucking maniacs staying out in the middle of the night, getting soaking wet, lying to your friend.
Rocks.
Hey, did you get them? No, not really. Yeah, baby. like that I love, but down here there's no traffic, dude. I'm from New York City, bro. I mean, like there's no. Jake does this too. I talk to him all the time. We have to plan our fishing trips around the traffic. Like, all right, is there going to be a first light bite? Yeah, probably, but we got to get out of here because I don't want to sit on the BQE going home for fucking an hour and a half.
Yep.
That should be 15 minutes. There's none of that down here in Florida. And there's so much area and so many different fish to fish for that you could go to Lures and then plan on fishing, whatever, the seawall, and there's like 3 groms there fishing, and you're like, all right, I'm not going to fish that. Let me go somewhere else. Hey, Groms, you get any? Yeah, man, we got a couple groupers. So you're like, yo, cool. But it's a different vibe. And it's once you do it a couple times, it's just in your blood. Like all my friends that come down and fish with me always want to, when we're coming back, like if I have clients, I don't have openings because everybody just rebooks instantly because it's just relaxed. Even if you're fishing 72 hours straight, you still feel relaxed. I mean, you live down here. It's a different. There's a fishing rod in every car.
It's really nice.
There's a fishing sticker. Yeah, man.
It's kids on bikes just going to and from fishing spots all over the place.
Yes, and that's how it should be by us. Yeah. I wish it was, but it's
I have noticed an uptick of more kids fishing though in general, which is nice to see. Like even around the city and in general, I think it's on the up and up.
Yeah, you see it at the shows too. I mean, there's a lot of kids could come around. It's you could learn a lot more through social media. Like guys will share information on gear and kind of stuff. It's good. It's a great thing for kids to do, but that's a shame why we're losing our fishery. And nobody wants to fish 12 nights in a row and not catch anything.
Right.
I don't care who you are, dude. Like I get skunked like 3 or 4 nights in a row, and I'm starting to wonder if I ever want to do this anymore.
Question your entire life. Yeah.
Right. And I don't mind. Like me and my fishing partner Chris, we fish a couple areas, pretty exclusively throughout the season. And we had 1 or 2 areas that were just fucking teeing off for a couple of years. Right. We're like, oh, this is never gonna end, and then it ended. but like it actually got to a point where we were like, oh, this is kind of not fun because we just know that go here at this time and you got a shot of the good fish. And then it stopped. And then we had to refigure it out over again. And that was fun. But we knew that there was a chance that we could figure it out again. We knew it was because we were doing something wrong. The pattern had changed. We didn't change with it. So we were failing. But there was always that hope that if we changed what we did, we could get back on those fish. And we never really got back on the fish that we had, but we started catching fish again.
Uh-huh.
It's when you don't have hope, when people stop. And that's what kills the industry. If you go, how many times are you going to go on a party boat if you think you're not going to be able to catch anything?
Right.
2, 3. By the third time, you're like, this sucks. How many times are you waking up at 2 a.m. to go out and get fucking crushed by waves if you think there's no chance you're going to catch anything?
Right.
And once that hope is gone. Yeah, and it's expensive. No, there's a whole combination of everything. It's expensive on your pocket. It's expensive on your mental stability.
Yeah,
because you're wondering, why am I doing this?
Exactly.
It's expensive on your relationships in life. Like your friends are like, "Yo, dude, you gonna hang out?" You're like, "You know what? I'm not gonna go fishing tonight. I'm not gonna catch anything." Or your girlfriend's like, "I've had enough of you," and you're like, "You know what, babe? You're right. I'm not going out."
Right. Yep.
Why am I going out? What am I gonna do? Just get skunked again? And that's what I don't think that people look at for what conservation is. How much, once you take hope away, you crush an industry. And like you said, yeah, you have all these kids that are interested. This is fun. This is cool. This is something I could do. I like it. They need to have hope. They have to give them hope that they can catch fish. They don't have to catch huge fish. They don't have to catch a lot of fish. They just need to have that hope that if they do something right, they're going to get a bite.
Absolutely.
And if we don't do something conservation-wise as a group, everyone's going to fail. The boats, the commercial guys, the surf guys, the industry as a whole is just going to get crushed, which is scary, and it sucks because I love doing this.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, I liked fishing. I was looked at as like a nerd. Nowadays, you got all these kids fishing. It's like cool to fish again.
Yeah. I was a huge nerd, dude. That's all I did. I would fish after school in the stream. I remember a girl saw me one time that I liked. She's like, "What are you doing riding your bike with your fishing pole?" I'm like, going fishing. She's like, I'm like,
yeah,
all right,
yep. Yeah, no, I actually got explicitly bullied for fishing. I took this girl fishing in 8th grade, and all the guys like gave me so much shit for like, you took her fishing. I'm like, I mean, that's what I do. I go fishing. Like,
right.
I asked her to come with me. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So I don't know, but now that's one cool thing about the internet in terms of fishing and the internet is it's made it definitely more accessible. It looks accessible to kids, so they're doing it. I don't know.
Yeah.
So. But that's the other side of it, though, is it's almost made it too accessible because then you have people that, don't have any etiquette. They spot burn. They don't even know what they're doing out here. I mean,
the double-edged sword. But the only way, the way to fix that is the best that you can is you educate through example. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's the the deal. That's the only way. That's
podcast
and stuff is you could try and show the best and show why you don't want to spot burn. Like no one spot burns intentionally. Very rare. Like maybe if there's that much hate towards somebody and they're going to burn a spot, but they're not. No one does that intentionally. They spot burn for like because they don't know, which is fine. They do it because they want to. They're excited about the fish they've caught or something new, or maybe they're getting some attention that they've never got before. Now they're getting positive attention. These are all good things for fishing. Just they have to be educated. Like, hey, dude, when that happens, was it fun last night? Yeah. Well, why was it fun? Because I was out there and I figured this out and I was able to do this. And okay, well, was it fun tonight? Well, no, there were like 6 guys standing where I wanted to be, and well. Okay, well, there's 6 guys standing there because you did that, not because anyone else did. And it's just that's an education process that only comes through through examples, and I hear it all the time. I've spot burned before too when I was new. I remember I was in the Gateway Fishing Club, and I was so excited. I figured out how to catch these bass finally. It was in one of the fucking back bays in the Bronx, and I was like, oh man, I figured this is when they're doing this, and I wrote this whole thing like I was a fishing wizard, and one of the old guys in the club was like, if you don't, this is before like any like Instagram or Facebook or anything. It was just on one of the striped bass, forums that we had.
Forums, yeah.
And they said, if you don't take that down right now, you're out of the club. And I'm like, what did I do wrong? I didn't even say a spot or anything. And I was, taught pretty quickly. Like, do you think you're the only one that figured that out? Do you think you're the only one? Don't you think that guys knew that but didn't say anything about it because we didn't want everyone else to be doing it? And it didn't make any sense to me. I was like, oh, I learned something. Let me show everybody what I learned. And I was told, yo, man, not cool. And that's how I learned. I said, oh, I respect whoever's telling me this.
Yeah.
Okay, now I understand. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't say that the outgoing tide's a little bit warmer and this and that. And now we have twice as many people going to fish the outgoing tide. Even if it's not in my spot per se, I've now screwed up somebody else's spot.
Right.
So
yeah,
that just comes with, that's why when guys are like, oh, the kid spot burned. Well, did he do it to blow up your spot? Or did he do it because he doesn't know? It's 99% of the time, it's because he didn't know. And maybe if you can talk to him and be like, hey, dude, listen, there's going to be a lot of people here next time. Or there's a lot of people here now because of that picture you put up.
Right.
It's 2025. Just blur the background out. No one's literally nobody's going to know. With AI, you could make yourself a rocket ship, a unicorn, or whatever the fuck you want to be. You could be,
right.
Who knows? Like just black out the fucking background, bro.
Just fucking blur it out.
Yeah, just blur it out. I mean, you really should sit on it for a month. But if you
of
really
course,
want to put it up,
right.
then put it up. But
right.
but blur it out, so at least not everyone knows where it is. Just the guys that know where you fish.
Hey, everybody, listen up. We're launching something big for all of our Brooklyn Fishing Club members. It's the BFC Members Only Zoom series, and we're bringing back some of our most legendary guests from the podcast. Crazy Alberto Nee, Paul Dixon, Bouncer Smith, just to name a few. These are live, exclusive Zoom calls where you can ask questions, hear stories that didn't make the show, and connect with these legends in a private, members-only setting. Want in? Go to brooklynfishingclub.com and join the club today. You can also check out the full lineup of upcoming Zooms on our events page. It's free for members, but spots are limited. Don't miss it. So you were part of the Gateway Club?
I was. Yeah. That was a really very cool experience.
Yeah. How was that? How long were you in that for?
I moved when I first started fishing. I moved out of Manhattan to Long Beach for a year, and I met a guy who said, hey, join the club. That's how I met my fishing partner, Chris Voorhees. But
cool.
Yeah. So they just told me to join the club, and it was an awesome experience. I met a lot of really good older anglers to start with. It was a much older club then. I think I was probably early 30s or late 20s, and most of the guys were in their 60s. But they were full of stories. They wanted to share techniques. I learned that they don't share spots or anything like that, but it was more of they were very conservation minded, even back then when conservation wasn't such a big deal. And it was cool. It was an amazing experience. I would recommend to anybody that fishes or is starting to fish to 100% to join a club. To be around another group of like-minded people is very, very cool.
Definitely. Couldn't agree more. You just had an awesome club trip last weekend. We went out, caught some fluke.
Nice.
It's a good time. Gonna do it again.
How was the fluke fishing? Good?
It was lights out, man. I think for the boat, we got close to 60 of them.
Wow.
60 keepers. So
nice.
Yeah, those party boats, man, they put a beating on those things. I don't know how anybody even gets one from the shore. How any fluke survives and makes it within the surf break.
I don't know.
I've only caught a few keepers from the shore myself over my lifetime, but yeah, they're a tough fish to target. I target them for 2 weeks out of the year,
or a week and a half when the really big ones pour out of the bays in the fall. And I've never really done well, but I've seen some fucking jumbos come up, dude.
Oh, I bet. Definitely.
You know, definitely. They're another really cool fish.
Let me ask you this: do you like fishing the full moon or no moon?
Where, up home or here?
Yeah. Let's say in the Northeast.
The black moon, the new moon. Yeah. Anything. I mean, I do like fishing the full moon if there's a storm.
Okay.
Or if you're fishing inlet, like the moon. I like fishing the strongest moon phases in certain reasons, but mostly a new moon. The striped bass don't like to eat lures when they can see it that well at night, and they also don't like to come in that shallow. So you have a combination of them being a little spooky, and then you're throwing a piece of plastic at them or wood with big hooks, and I'm sure they're looking at it, but they're like, Same thing during the day. If there's only a handful of bass around and you throw a metal lip at them in the bright sunlight, they're not going to eat it. It's the same thing as a full moon, They're going to be like, oh, what is that?
Gotcha.
You throw an eel to them, they might whack it, or an eel skin. But no, I'm definitely a new moon if I could choose.
Yep, I feel the same way. I've never had any luck on the full moon.
Unless you're fishing deep water.
I guess I've never even had luck on the boat on the full moon.
Really?
So, yeah.
Yeah, I've done well. Like back when I used to get out a little bit further, if there was a group of fish around, but they'd be picky. It was all eel skins, riggies, stuff like that. I could get them to eat, or an inlet that's super deep and the water's cranking through it. Then I don't think it really makes much of a difference on the full or new, as long as you got a good current.
Yeah. Interesting.
But
so
new moon gives you.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say. So you fish in Baja too for rooster fish?
Maito. I've never fished Baja.
Oh, where'd you go?
I'm on Maito. It's in Puerto Vallarta, so on the west coast.
Oh, okay, but they have roosters there.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
oh yeah.
What kind of question was that?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, talk to me about them. How was that trip? Or did you do multiple trips there?
Yeah, multiple trips. Awesome, dude.
Oh, okay.
Sick place. It's I don't think it's as popular as Baja. It's way cheaper. Like a flight from New York to Puerto Vallarta or from Newark to PV is probably, I don't know when you get it, between $400 and $600.
Okay.
And then there's a guy that runs, his name's Fernando. He runs a bed and breakfast called Hotel Rinciata. It's in Maito is the name of the town, Mayto, if anybody wants to go. So it's super cheap. It's bed and breakfast. You just got to get in touch with him. He sets up the quads for you, and he picks you up at the airport. It's awesome.
Sounds
the food
awesome.
Food is unbelievable. Yeah, dude, it's awesome, dude. Awesome. 2-hour ride of these fucking broken down shitty roads through the jungle, and then you get there and you have a margarita, you jump on the quad, and you just race around looking for roosters.
Wow,
for 7 days.
Exciting.
Oh, dude, it's epic, bro. I mean, the rooster fishing is not as good. The first year I went, it was really good. The second year I went was good. The third year I went was terrible. And the last time I went was pretty good. They have not seen as many roosters as they used to. And same thing. They don't know if it's cyclical or conservation, but it besides that, there not being as many roosters, it is still like life-changing surf casting trip. If you went with like 3 or 4 buddies, it's unfucking real, dude.
And you're just riding around hunting for them.
Yeah, man, and you can hunt structure for other stuff too, like these huge needlefish or houndfish. They get up to like 30, 40 pounds or 24. I don't know. They're huge, dude. Like, I don't know. What's a 4-foot skinny fish weigh? 15 pounds? I don't know. There's them. There's Cubera. There's big Jack Crevalles. Not as big as the Florida ones, but like big ones, like 25, 30 pounders.
Yeah. Those fight like hell. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, they play like a tank, dude. They're fucking, they hit a stick shot and want to rip the rod out of your hands.
Absolutely.
But that's a phenomenal surf casting trip. That's another cool part about being a Northeast surf caster compared to surf casters from all over the world I've met. is with striped bass gear, you can catch anything in the world, literally. And with the knowledge that you have from Maine to, I don't know, whatever, Virginia, wherever the striped bass are, if you're a Northeast surf caster, you can take your lures, your knowledge, and your basic information and catch any fish in the world that I know of, pretty much, from land. You might need a little bit heavier line or leader and maybe a little bit more, but yeah, you can go down to Mito or Baja or wherever and smoke them, dude.
Dude, that is so cool. What does a trip like that cost?
No, dude, not much. Yes, it's expensive, but
it sounds more reasonable than some of these lodges that you have to pay for to go to.
Oh yeah, dude. If you guys want to get in touch, his name's Fernando. Hotel Rincion.
I got to get that info from you after we wrap. Definitely.
Yeah, if you go with 4 dudes, I would say I probably paid no more than $2,000 total trip, flight, hotel, gas, quad, food, and booze. I don't drink a lot, but if you have a couple drinks, you're looking at about $2,000 if you split the room with the guys.
That's not bad at all.
No, not for 7 days. And he picks you up at the airport and drops you off.
Oh, and he's great.
Mom and pop place, dude. Phenomenal.
And the food is good.
Lights out, dude. Lights out. His wife cooks. His wife. You know what? She doesn't cook a lot, but the family cooks. I don't know if it's his. It's not his daughter. His son runs the bar, and then his wife cooks, and a couple other maybe cousins and stuff. Look, bro, insane. Everything about that trip is insane, and you can go anywhere from July until January and have a shot at roosters. They get all sorts of fish there, and it's cool. Yeah, it's super. Everybody's super nice. I mean, it's Mexico. You got to keep your head about it when you're there. It's not. You're not on a resort and you're by yourself and you're on a quad in the middle of nowhere. So you don't just. I don't recommend flying in there by yourself and doing it for the time. But
no way.
If you go with one buddy, you'd have a phenomenal time, dude. It's awesome. 4 guys, even better.
Do you do any other trips like that where it sounds like it's kind of DIY?
All my trips are DIY.
That's cool, man. Very cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a huge but I can't say DIY because it's usually I go with friends that I've fished with before.
Okay.
So they're either holding my hand on, kind of where to go, where to be, even if they're not with me. So I'm not just picking a location on a map, putting a pin in there and showing up.
Yeah, but still, you're doing all the work.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good – Mito's a great one. Florida's a great one. I'm trying to think. What are the really good ones that have – oh, dude, yes. I'm actually taking Larry, the owner of North Bar, for his 75th birthday in a couple weeks. We're going to Solstrom in Norway. That one's another DIY, bucket list. Easy to do. Fishing is lights out, world class, lights out. Surf casting. Food, you got to cook yourself. It gets expensive if you eat out, but you get lodging right on the place. It's the most powerful current in the world. It's great. Yeah, fucking phenomenal place. You catch halibut, cod, coal, fish. What else can you catch there?
All from shore.
Oh yeah. They have 3 different shore caught world records. The halibut, the cod, and the coalfish are all caught from there.
Wow.
I think 2 were from the same guy. Yeah. One was definitely on a jig. One was on maybe a tin, and then I don't know what the halibut was caught on. I don't know if it was caught on a bait or jig. Oh, all giant fish.
That's crazy. How did you find that spot?
My partner in Phase is from Finland, and he said, hey, we got to check out. So we knew guys were catching halibut from shore, and we went to Alaska to try and do it, and it was extremely difficult. We even knew when we got there, I was like, this is gonna be really hard to do with lures. Most places are really shallow, and the tides are huge, and the water's dirty. So that's the worst thing for a surf caster.
Yeah.
Where you got 20-foot tides, and it's only coming. You're going 1 foot, 1.5 feet, 2 foot, 2.5. It's not. it's not great for surf casting where I was in Alaska. So we're like, we have to do Norway. And I was like, where do we go? So we started looking at the maps and trying to figure it out. And he did a bunch of research, and he'd been around those areas. The islands are called the Lofoten Islands, and that's a little bit outside of Saltstraumen. And the cod, they call them the scray. They're the migrating cod. They come in and then they fill up they call them fjords. They're like our bays. So they come into these fucking bays, and my buddy's like, we got to go try this. So we just rented a truck. We flew into Helsinki, hung out with his parents for a little bit, and then we went and filmed. We went and filmed a whole bunch of fishing, and we lucked out. I mean, I don't want to spoil the video, but we got into some really cool fish. But it's paradise, dude. It's 24-hour sunlight. Sun sets at like midnight and then comes back up at 1 a.m. But when it's going down, it looks like the entire sky's on fire. Literally, looks like red. It's insane.
It sounds so cool.
Yeah, I've went 2 times so far. We went back in the winter to try and get the world record cod. It didn't even come close. But we did get to fish during blizzards, which was for a first time for me.
Wow. So where can people see your videos?
We're trying to figure out what we're going to do with them. They've all been produced and stuff, but we're not sure where it's going right now. Gotcha. We have a whole, we did 4. So there's 4 episodes so far of what, I'm not sure what we're doing with it.
Well, I can't wait to see them.
Top secret stuff. That's on my partner. I just finished. But if anyone wants to go Saltstraumen, all they got to do is look up Saltstraumen or text me or whatever. Find my social media and I'll help. It's the flights are not bad right now to Europe. The rental car is expensive. The lodging's cheap, and the fishing is lights out.
And what are you throwing? Jigs?
Not yet, jigs, and then the coal fish are like bluefish that get up to 52 pounds is the record.
Whoa.
Yeah, we didn't get any over like 15 pounds, but they get huge. Those you could throw tins at top water, but mainly we were fishing the bottom for halibut and cod, and you can pattern them. Just like it takes a little time to learn the currents and like the different spots, but time meaning a couple tides. But once you pattern it, yeah, dude, you can go jig up cod. It's sick. They smoke it, bro.
Jigging cod from the beach.
Yes, with the snow,
wild. Bro. That is wild. With the snow and the blizzard.
Yeah. Or you do it during the summer, and it's sick, dude.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
And halibut, bro, they're anywhere. If they get up to like the world record was caught there, I think it was 186 pounds or 220 from the beach.
That's
from
crazy.
The rocks.
From the rocks. From the rocks.
Yeah, it's recent too. So it's doable. You can go out there and get a world record.
We had this one
guys
guy
just got
on, Bouncer Smith. You ever heard of him?
No.
He's had some world records. He had the world record for halibut on the fly. He got
no way.
120 pounder on the fly in Alaska.
Oh my God. In Alaska?
Yeah.
Whoa. Oh, dude.
Yeah, he had it for a while too. They went up there and targeted them. Like they were trying to get the world record.
In shallow water, or were they baiting and switching them, or like how are they?
He said they were using big red flies that they sank pretty deep, and you would throw them out, let them sink all the way down, and then you would slowly retrieve them.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You strip setting on 120 pound halibut.
Yeah.
Exactly. Clear that line quick. Hope that's not around your foot. You're probably going in.
No, they had.
That's cool.
Fish, but yeah, did you get a halibut from shore while you were fishing this spot?
Yeah.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I got one. I got a nice one.
Are you releasing that one, or are you eating that one?
No, we let it go.
Man, you let everything go, don't you?
No, we kept a couple. We kept a couple cod. It's hard to kill something that's that big and is that beautiful, and that like that fish I targeted. We targeted in Alaska and California. It was a lot of work to try and catch that one fish, and when it happens, it's better to have not better. I'm not going to go hungry if I let the thing go.
I know what you're saying. It's better karma anyway. Keep it.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I eat fish, and I enjoy eating fresh fish and sharing it with my friends. During snook season, I'll keep one, The bass I don't keep anymore unless they die.
Yeah.
Just because there's just not a lot of them. But I'll eat fluke, blackfish every now and then. I do like keeping and eating fish, but a big one like that tuna or that halibut, nah, they're going back.
I hear you.
Unless I'm hungry, and then it's gonna be.
That's a different story.
Yeah, but I wasn't going hungry on that trip.
So before we go, what's next for you? What do you got coming up? What's the next move here?
I don't know. Right now with Phase, we have a new product coming out. It's going to be released.
Yeah, tell us what Phase is.
October.
Explain what Phase is for the fans.
Phase is just it's a fishing brand from that was started by me and my partner from Finland, who's an extreme sport guy, and it actually came about when he noticed we used to play an extreme sport together, and when he was doing this fishing with me, he's like, "Dude, you guys' gear sucks." Like, I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "It's all heavy. He's like, "When was this stuff made, in the 80s?" I'm like, "No, dude, it's like made really good for surf casting." And he's like, "No, bro." He's like, I snowboard. It's way more intense than what you guys do. And our stuff I could fold up and put in my pocket. It's lightweight. He's like, "We got to do something about this." And I'm like, "All right, what do you think?" He's like, "I don't know. Let's start. Tell me what you need, and let's start coming up with some ideas for guys." So we found a top that fit what we wanted, like for wetsuiting, especially. So I don't like wearing really heavy stuff unless I have to.
Uh-huh.
So wetsuiting, a major problem is wetsuit's meant to stay in the water. That's why it's a wetsuit. So a surfer spends 90% of the time in the water, 10% on his board, right? Like when you jump up. A fisherman in a wetsuit spends 90% time standing up, 10% in the water. So when you stand up in a wetsuit and the wind starts to blow at night, you freeze. It cuts right through you.
Yeah.
Wetsuit's not meant for that. It's meant to keep you warm when you're in the water. So I used to wear windbreakers and stuff like that over my wetsuit, but they weren't meant for fishing. So we found a top that fit it perfectly. It drained when you swam. It had a front pocket to keep your extra stuff in. It was super lightweight, and you could swim with it and then get up on a rock, and it dried off really quick, and then it cut the wind. And it also worked great as a lightweight wading coat, because as long as you're not getting waves over the head, it's good against the rain, unless it's pouring, and it was great against the water. So it became pretty popular, and we said, okay, let's take it to the next level. And the last year, we were testing and exclusively developing a high-end surf top.
Oh, very cool.
For all fishing, boats and fishing. Super lightweight, super high-end material, all the things that guys really want for surf casting and all the things you don't want for surf casting.
When are we going to see that?
Hopefully October.
Nice.
September, October. And then we made special, sun tops where the hood's a little bit extra. It keeps the mosquitoes out, keeps you warm. The material's easy to wash the slime off of, when you get fish slime all over you. So we developed a couple smaller things, but our next coat's a really big one. And then we have something else too in the works. We're trying. It's for anyone out there that's listening to this and is always asking why we're sold out. My stock that we have is bought out of my retirement from the fire department money. So it's only I only get paid once a month. So that's the most that we can restock.
There you go.
So it's not like we have investors saying, "Hey, go buy a whole bunch of stuff." So whenever we sell out, I got to wait a little while till we can reorder.
Hey, listen, you're making it happen though. Making it happen one check at a time.
Yeah, but it's fun.
One check at a time. Yeah.
It's
that's good stuff.
And the fishing lodge house. You got to come check it out, dude. This is the first ever surf casting lodge. Pool, outdoor, fully equipped with everything you could imagine for a surf caster that you could want. It's got stuff for the nighttime activities when you're not fishing, pool table, dartboard. The pool's sick. Heated pool.
Nice.
It's got a guide house. So the side house is for any of my friends that want to come down, stay and fish.
Very
plus
cool.
all the gear you could ever imagine.
Dude,
and centrally located. Sick. Like you said, it's in Fort Pierce. It'd be great for you to come check it out and tell the guys in your club. If anybody wants to come down and fish with me, just get in touch with me and then we could work something out. The website's not totally finished for the guide service, but I'm going to do something for all the clubs that I've talked to or been part of to give a discount to the guys that have spent time listening to me run my mouth. If they're interested and they want to come down and fish. And
we have a lot of surfcasters in the club, man. A ton of them.
Cool, man. Yeah, we could get something together, and I would give them a discount if 3 of them want to come down for. It's usually 3.
Dude, I have guys that would love to do that, bro. I would love to do that. I'm sure I could put together a little crew. We'll come on down.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be fun. I mean, I'll let you know because, like I said, I'm usually booked out. That's why I don't advertise it because I'm booked out.
Yeah.
But now that I bought the house, I'm going to be doing an extra 6 weeks. So I'll have 6 weeks. I'll probably have another 12 openings, maybe 18. And I'm going to let the clubs know before I put it out publicly.
Cool. Awesome.
And, because I know those guys really enjoy surf casting. So I'll do that. That's it.
Keep me posted, man. Let me know. We would love to do that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I definitely will. And when you're down here, just let me know. Shoot over. I'm from Stewart. I'm 25 minutes. Just I'm right off the Indian River.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a very special area down there, bro. Don't let too many people know how cool of a spot it is.
There are already too many people, dude. I'm like, oh man, I can't.
It's crazy.
I can't get out.
It's crazy. It's like the cost of living isn't even that much different than New York City, and it's like I just couldn't. I'm a teacher, and I was making so much
money.
Yeah, that's why.
Get out of here! Where do you teach?
Yeah, well, I actually stopped doing it. I did it for 7 years. I did 1 year down in Palm City at Hidden Oaks Middle School, and then my other time I did in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, which was pretty tough.
Yeah. So, Chris is a special ed teacher. Chris Voorhees in Brooklyn.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I don't know what school he works at now. Yeah, he's got like 23 years in, or 24. Wow. I think he's got 6 more to go.
In New York?
In Brooklyn, yeah, dude. He's in the same school.
God bless.
Yeah. That you know what? You want to get a guy to talk to on the show.
Yeah, I'd love to.
He's the one who taught me how to fish. Like he'll blow you away with his
dude.
His knowledge.
I would love to have him on the show, bro. That'd be great.
I'll talk to him.
Yeah,
this was a cool. Yeah, I'm sure he'll do it. He's not anti. People think he's antisocial. He's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. He's just not flashy.
That's all right. We'll get him talking. I'll get him talking.
Oh, he'll talk.
We'll have a good chat.
Cool, man. Yeah, definitely let me know when you're in the area. You got my number.
Definitely, bro. I will.
Come check it out, and then I'll hit you up once I get some information on the dates that I have open, and I'll also make a discount code for anybody in your guys' club that wants some phase stuff.
Beautiful, man. Thank you.
I'll we'll stay in touch after this. You got to remind me.
Absolutely, I'll text you. We'll figure it out.
I've got some fish brain going right now. The tarpon are on the minnows, dude, every day. So it's snook at night, tarpon during the day.
Totally get it.
Not much sleep
totally
going yet.
Get it. I appreciate you being on the show, man. Thanks again.
All right, bro. It was great talking to you, Victor.
All right, have a good one.
All right, dude. I'll talk to you later.
Later.
Don't you walk on me.